It is Wednesday, April 29th of 2020, and this is Guy's Daily Drive. And hello everyone to Guy's Daily Drive for this wonderful April 29th of 2020. Yeah, it's a work day. Not for the full day. You know, I go in for a couple of hours, take care of the things that I can't do at home. And then I go grocery shopping. That's my Wednesdays now. That's like my big day out. You know, the things that pass for entertainment and change in so many different ways depending on a varying set of circumstances. Like, for example, when I was much younger, this would have counted as, well, at least I got half a day off, but then I had to go grocery shopping. And, oh God, blah, 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 blah. But when you're stuck inside and you can't go anywhere, it's like, yay, I'm going outside. I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to the grocery store, and it all counts as a big win. It's a win. You know, that's really all there is to it. You're going to go out and you're going to see other people. Of course, everybody has masks on, so which would have had a whole different connotation when I was younger. So everyone's walking around with masks on. Everyone is staying like 6 feet away from each other. Nobody is touching each other. There's all kinds of new social rules that you have to follow, and people glare at you. I mean, literally. I mean, they look like if they had some kind of semi-lethal weapon, they would use it against you if you were only 4 feet behind them. So the new normal for socially acceptable murder has changed from self-defense to, why the hell are you so close to me? So, you know, there's that. And, you know, the other weird thing that's going on right now, and I just noticed it for the first time last week, and this really wasn't what I was going to talk about, but this is where we are. They have now put taped arrows in corridors of the grocery store so that, God forbid, you have to pass down an aisle and walk relatively close to somebody else. As you know, you look down that aisle and you realize, oh, I need cottage cheese, or you know, whatever it is, whatever the thing is that you need, but you can't go down that aisle because the arrow points in the wrong direction for you. So what do? You have to walk down another aisle. You go down another aisle with the arrow in the right direction, and then you can turn around and go down the aisle that you originally wanted to go down in the first place to go and get your cottage cheese. You know, if cottage cheese is something that you actually wanted. I don't even know why I picked cottage cheese. I don't like cottage cheese. I don't eat cottage cheese. You know, there's a lot of things that I will eat. I happen to enjoy a wide variety of food, especially, and when I was a kid, this was the amazing thing, especially to my mother, because most of my brothers and sisters that I grew up with were somewhat picky eaters. You know, they would eat this, but they wouldn't eat that. And, you know, there were rules on the things that mom could make to please everybody that was sitting at the table. Well, for me, those rules didn't apply. For me, there was only one rule. is there enough food on the table? That was the only rule. Is there enough food so that when I push away from the table, I'm not immediately going to run to the refrigerator and pull out more food? So, but that's not to say I would eat everything. When I was a kid, I wouldn't eat pickles. So when we would go out to McDonald's or Burger King, well, Burger King wasn't a problem because you could tell them to hold the pickles and hold the lettuce because special orders didn't upset them. Doesn't rhyme, but that was how the song went. So I would get a Whopper with cheese, no pickle, because I didn't eat pickles back then. The other thing I wouldn't eat as a kid, and still don't eat today, are mushrooms, which I know comes as a shock to so many people because there's a lot of people out there that really, really like mushrooms. I'm not one of those people. I've never liked mushrooms, and I don't know if it's because most of the things that they end up in, mushrooms is one of those things that will take on the appearance and sometimes the taste of the food that it's put into. So when Mom would make like a turkey tetrazzini, and she made a really good turkey tetrazzini, but it would just be loaded with mushrooms. And that was, I'm sure I've said this before, that was like one of the few dishes that my mother could make, and it would slow me down as I was eating, because otherwise it was, Katie, bar the door, who needs knives, just give me 2 forks. When it came to eating, I was ambidextrous. I could eat just as fast with my left hand as my right hand. So 2 forks, bah, 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 bah. There I would go. So, but mushrooms would slow me down because I would have to very carefully pick out all the mushrooms. And this used to make my mother crazy. She'd be like, I don't know why you do that. You can't even taste them. And to which my reply was always, well, if you can't taste them, why are they there? What are they doing to enhance the meal experience that we are having today at this table? And then I would be punished for talking back or whatever. But none of that was what I actually meant to talk about today on Guy's Daily Drive. The thing I meant to talk about today was last week, I think I mentioned that I had bought a iPhone SE. Well, on Friday of last week, it finally came, and so far so good. I'm really, this is the first Guy's Daily Drive that I'm recording / live casting with it, and we'll see how well that looks. Of course, unfortunately, I can't record directly to the phone in full quality video because reasons. Facebook doesn't allow it, Apple doesn't allow it, so that's what we have. Don't let those fall. We have Facebook video that I have to download, and that's the best quality that I'm going to get. However, the thing that I was most concerned about with this phone, I wasn't really concerned about this. I wasn't worried about the battery. All of those things in my iPhone 8 Plus were still okay. But it was getting to be a 4-year-old phone. We're getting pretty close there. And I don't like to be that many generations back. 3 gens back. And typically, as long as whatever it is I have will still receive OS updates, I'll usually stick with it. But in this particular case, as I was looking at the SE, I checked to see what the trade-in would be with my 8 Plus, and they offered me $250 back if I turned in my 8 Plus as a trade-in to get an iPhone SE. And at that point, it became almost a no-brainer, because I did get the top-of-the-line iPhone SE. And really, there's only two things that differentiate one new iPhone SE from the other. First one is color, and whatever, I don't really care, because I put a case on it anyway. I just got the black one. And the other thing is storage. You got it with, what was it, 64, 128, 256? Something like that. Maybe it was 128, 256, 512. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But I got the top of the line phone. Grand total for everything was about $550 plus shipping and tax. Blah blah blah. And it showed up last Friday. And the setup process was ridiculously easy. I just set the two phones next to each other. It was already preset to work with my cellular account. And you know, the company I use doesn't advertise, so I'm not going to mention them. No free plugs. No free plugs, guys. So the only thing that kind of slowed down the process for updating was re-downloading all the apps, but it had all my data. It had where all the apps were actually physically showing on the screen, and it was just saying, okay, I'm going to download all the latest versions of all those apps, and it did. So everything was groovy cool. The only part of it that was going to be a problem, or potentially be a problem, was the size of the screen. This is a 4.7-inch screen as compared to the 5.5-inch screen of the iPhone 8 Plus that I had. But so far, you know, since I wasn't really using it to, you know, use like Word or Excel or anything like that, it's not like I needed a huge amount of screen real estate to text or to use it as a phone or look at Facebook messages or any of that other stuff. It was fine for all of that. So I'm getting used to the smaller size. And I've got to say, it's a very snappy. I am still alive. I don't know what happened there. So for people who are on the fence with an older phone that are, you know, considering maybe updating or upgrading to this phone, I'd do it. Even if you have a larger phone now, this is a very nice phone. It's super snappy, and really it comes down to what is your use case. My use case was I just needed a phone for the basics, and frankly, using it here in the car, for example, most everything that I use it for in the car is going right to the screen in my car with CarPlay. So that part of it doesn't change. Anyway, I'm at work, so I've got to wrap this up. Thank you all so very, very much for watching and or listening to your Guys Daily Drive. There will be a YouTube version of this out later, edited down. There will be an audio version of this out on the Guys Daily Drive feed that you can subscribe to over there in the podcatcher of your choice. Just look up Guys Daily Drive, and it'll be there. You can go on over to YouTube and find my page there. It's under my name, Guy Searle, and then like, share, subscribe. That's what you need to do. If you'd like to support the things that I do, and I recently got a very generous donation through PayPal, and thank you very much, person who did that. I won't say your name here. I did say your name over on the MyMac Podcast. I really appreciate the fact that you were so very, very generous. But you can support the things that I do by going to Patreon, patreon.com/Guy Mac Parrot, coffee, Krispy Kreme coffee.com, ko-fi/Mac Parrot. Or you can go to PayPal, paypal.me/Mac Parrot. Any of those ways will get to me in one form or another, and I really appreciate the fact that people have done so. If you'd like to contact me, guy@mymac.com. You can reach me, of course, on the Facebooks. And over there on the Twitters, I am Mac Parrot and Vert Shark. So again, thank you all so very much for watching the silly nonsense that I do on a semi-regular basis. And almost forgot, tonight is going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be, and this is, of course, April 29th. After this day, it won't be tonight. Will be the Mac of the Future live cast that I do live with Warren Sklar and David Ginsburg. So tune in for that. And that is going to do it. Again, thank you. I said it so many times, but I am so appreciative of the fact that any of you will take the time to listen to me ramble. And I will see you next time, probably on my way home from work. So sometime between 12 and 1, I'll try to remember to put a notification up on the Mac to the Future page in my regular page when I'm getting ready to leave work. And I will see you all next time on Guy's Daily Drive.